What is good, y'all? SCG Game, man. It's your boy SmooveGotGame back with another Pittsburgh Pirates rebuild video, baby. I know we've gone on a little bit of a hiatus. Your boy got swamped with a whole bunch of other stuff, but we are back to uploading stuff on the channel and hopefully going to be getting into NCAA and Madden as soon as they drop 2 as well. But we're going to be heavy and hard on this series until that day comes. So let's go and get into another season where we've actually started out the year 3-0. Can we get a like and subscribe down below, man? For the 3-0 start to the new year, we're actually performing and doing very, very well. And you know we're going to take this season just a little bit slower if we can actually start to put up these dubs and get to around 500, if not better, because we have seen improvement every single year of the series. Now here today, we're going to go into a player lock with one of our up-and-coming, actually new starters, Johan Oviedo. Now he was a relief pitcher to start the series. I noticed that he had a lot of stamina and actually could pitch pretty well. We were using him as a long reliever. I sent him down to AAA, let him get a couple starts in and realized how good he was down there. Actually, I think he had a sub-2 ERA. And like 13 or 15 starts, had like a 1.98 ERA at AAA. He was killing it. He went up like 2 overall points. So I made him a starting pitcher full time and brought him up for a chance to earn a spot in the rotation. And throughout spring, he actually earned one. Actually pitching very, very well through the spring. Kept his ERA low. His whip was low. And even his advanced numbers were low. Now, he's not a heavy strikeout guy. He will put the ball in play sometimes. He'll collect the strikeouts here and there. Probably about like a 5 to 8 strikeout kind of guy. On like average, he'll probably like average his strikeout per nine, probably like around like a 7.1, 6.9, somewhere around there. But he's a really good starting pitcher, and I wanted to see what he was going to do for us here today. And already starting off with a 3-0 lead thanks to Santander and Alonso, the heart of our order, showing off that power. As he was able to go 1, 2, 3 in that first inning, and now we'll have just a nice, comfy, cushiony rest of the game here. Hopefully, we will have this 12-6 stay in the yard, as it will. Shallow center piece there, go ahead and gather that one in. But he's got a really good mix here. I think it is a 5-pitch mix too as well. Obviously, we have that 4-seamer coming in around the mid-90s, 95 to 97. We got the 12-6 curveball, which we're going to hopefully not hang it all in this game. As we will see that 4-seamer used as kind of his strikeout pitch. He doesn't have anything that really kind of breaks heavy for him. And Santander getting another solo home run there. But as you can see, the circle change, the slider also coming in there too, as well as a big pitch for him as we get this chopper on the ground. Fumbled by Pete Alonso. We got to run that block. Let me know down below if you guys do that too. You got to run that little screenplay. You got to run in front of the defender, cheat a little bit so you can get that ground ball out. But I'm really impressed with how he's turned around. As a long reliever, ERA has been mid to upper 4s. Sometimes, I think most of the time, like year 1, he was at 7 all the way up until like August when we finally started to see him pitch a little bit better and get down to the 4s. He's gone up and down from AAA to the majors a couple times. And to see him finally actually make a spot in the rotation, and not just any spot, he's actually the 4th, too, above Jared Jones. He's at the 4th spot in the rotation based off how good he played in spring and how impressed I was with him to end last year's AAA appearances. So if you guys didn't see that, you guys want to see how he killed last season, you guys missed a couple episodes or any episodes at all, make sure you guys check out to the channel, man. Catch up on the series. We are down to what is here, the episode 17 now, so make sure you guys go back and check that out so where you guys can see how well he has been performing here coming into a new year and how well this team is performing. As this one's back up against the wall, the leap, and that ball will be gone. Trying to praise him for doing such a good job this year, and of course just gives up a solo home run here to Jorge Soler, his 2nd of the season already on the young year. But hey, we still have a 5-1 lead thanks to Santander getting, what's that today, 3 RBIs total. So we'll definitely keep taking that. But we'll have to see if he can bounce back from now. Only 46 pitches through here. He has a lot of stamina, so I'm not mad at all. Though he can probably go at least 90 to 100 pitches deep, which is crazy to think about because it's only at like 83. But 83 is like, that can get you, like if you're pitching efficiently and like not really like gassing yourself, you can still hit about 90 pitches or at least 80 pitches before you start to see yellow and red. So still going pretty deep in the ball game, still can get 100 pitch outings, still can get complete game shutouts or complete games in general. Go deep in the ball games without having a 90. Because I know that is what's rare. I don't think I've seen any starting pitchers with a 90 stamina yet. So I don't know if they just lower stamina because maybe people and maybe you guys can let me know down below. Maybe it's not a regular thing in the MLB more for guys to kind of go deep in the ball games and to stretch your starters. Maybe it's more of a bullpen game now. I don't know. It's been forever since I've watched a real game. But hopefully this isn't going to real gamely time this up as this is deep in the left. Looks like we were able to go ahead and glove that one in up against the wall. Ryan Reynolds is there. It'll be an easy sack fly to move the runner up. And now we'll have runners at the corners. Only one out. Let's go ahead and jump into this action here as Christian Robinson watches that slider away to even up the count 2-2 here. Swings and misses through that one off the plate. Strikeout. And Yohan Oviedo's one out from getting out of this dangerous inning here with only allowing the one run. Taylor Walls is sitting in between him and just that as he pops this four-seamer up deep into center field. We'll gather underneath it. And PCA is going to go ahead and knock that one out. And then we increase the lead even more. Cruz and Pete Armstrong both getting extra RBIs in for us. This is now a 7-1 game as we go to get those runs back with a little bit of insurance here. Top of the 6th. And I'm not really sure how long they'll let him go. Obviously, we're in player lock, so it's up to the CPU on when they want to take him out. We're up to 75 pitches, though, through this point. Only 5 innings of work. So I can't imagine maybe a complete game here unless we start getting a bunch of quick outs. And that's not going to happen with drops like that. And that goes well above the first baseman's head. Might have actually had him if the throw was on line. Looks like we probably would have had him by like a half a step, most likely. But E2 there off the catcher. We got to hope that doesn't come back to bite us here as Matt Chapman will come up. No outs. Runner at first base here. Swing. They check it. They're going to go down, and they're going to say he went for it. Another strikeout there for Yohan. And now they'll bring up Harold Ramirez watching the slider in at the ankles. He's going to go sit down too as well. That's strikeout number 7. And then Jorge Soler, who hit the solo shot last time, pops this one in the right field. Only shagging off to his right a little bit. And they'll go ahead and grab that one in. Going to the top of the 7th. Chopper on the ground. 12-6. Just past Tamar Johnson there at second base. I love how this team is playing, man. To start the season, the offense has looked great. The pitching staff has looked amazing. Both bullpen and starters. You can see down below, we just won a game. 13 strikeouts. Only 1 run by Paul Sneeze. Make sure you guys go check out that last video. If you guys missed it, you can see how we got to this 3-0 start because all 3 games are in that video. Both full game and player lock. So make sure you guys check out that video there for episode 6. That was going up the third base line, and that's going to bump up against the wall. This will easily get the runner to second base. No attempt to come home. And we've now got runners at second and third now. No outs here as Blake Sabal gets his first double of the year. And I think that's going to just about do it. Davis is going to walk out to the mound. Congratulate this pitcher on such a great start. They're 6 innings strong. Manager's going to go ahead and come in and request a new arm to come out of the bullpen. As this isn't a bad start at all. 6 strong innings, 1 earned run. You cannot be mad at this at all. We're going to go ahead and bring in, looks like Jackson Wolf, the lefty, who actually worked his way up too as well. Had a great spring. Didn't make it into the rotation, but is a long reliever for us. And maybe with good effort there, as we see 4 RBIs get taken by the Giants, but we still win 7-4 here. Walking out of this with a 4-game winning streak to start the season and getting our first win here at home. So shout out to Yohan Oviedo getting the dub. 6 innings, 4 hits, 7 Ks, 2 earned for him. And then as an offense, 13 hits as a team, 2 hits all around. Tamar Johnson, the only one getting a goose egg in that category. But shout out to Pete, Brian, Anthony, and Julian, the rookie, getting 2 hits, and Henry Davis as well. As Cruz, Santander, and Pete all hit home runs. Santander 3 RBIs to get up to 4. And then Jackson Wolf only was able to get 1 out, gave up 2 runs. 1 of them earned. I guess 1 got charged to Yohan. And then Lucas got the last 2. Jonathan and Jose go and clear things out for us to get the 4th save of the season. And that's just about what you expect out of this team, man. Going and closing up ball games is Oviedo. You see the pitch count here. It's 98 pitches total, 78.7% for strikes. Need to work on the sinkers. Only threw 5 of them and 60 for strikes, but the 4-seamers were all there. Even threw a couple of sliders in, mixed those in, but for the most part, it was all 4-seamers. Getting a lot of swings and misses here. You see 3 of them on the slider that swung out in total. See 9 sliders. Of course, the 4-seamers, we're not even looking at those because, of course, that's going to be the most, but round balls, got 2 off the slider. Fly balls, all of them basically off the 4-seamer pop-ups. I love how they have all these different categories. You can see what things are happening here. 9 chased 4-seamers. I think it said 6 sliders were chased. I love that you get to see all these different aspects of what had guys off balance all game. Maybe even popping into this like midway through so you can start to throw late what's working the most. But it actually leads us to go into game 2, as you guys mentioned. Our rookie, who has struggled in that first series, got 2 hits last game and 2 for 4 game. And that has him coming up in this game with a 125 average. And what we're looking to have him do, he's got great hitting numbers. We're just going to develop the defense now. We're going to get him to have a little bit more defense so we can take over at first base when it's time for Pete's contract to be up. He is in the last guaranteed year of his deal. You see, Julian is the #1 prospect in all of baseball too, not just our organization or at his position, but all of baseball. So that's why his games are a lot more watched and televised. We got a lot more people in these stands wanting to see him play. But Pete's deal is almost up. He has a player option as we get strikeout number 3 there for him. His option will be coming up at the end of next season, I believe. Yeah, so this is the last guaranteed year of his deal. So at the end of this year, he'll have a decision to make on if he wants to come back or leave. It is a player option, so it's going to be up to him entirely. So I'll just have to see. And if he leaves, hopefully we can have this power go ahead and take over. This one's going out to deep left field towards the gap, and it will be caught. Gotta say you're happy about seeing at least a little bit of pop, though, from him. As we're going to jump into things here, full game style. Jared Jones looking for a complete game victory here in his first start to start the year out. You know, he led the team in complete games last year. He's got great stamina, great control. He's just inconsistent, I would say, is his biggest issue. He has games like this where he's going to give up 1 earned run and going the distance. Other games where he gives up like 5 in the first 2 outs. And that would be the only reason that his ERA is so high. But here, we are just 2 outs away from starting the season out 5-0. If we can just get these 3 and 4 hitters to go in and retire. Ramirez, long fly ball to left. That'll be fouled off. Luckily heading towards the seat, so we'll set it up. Do it again here, 2-1. You know, foul that one the opposite direction. Watching the slider on the edge. That's how you paint the black late in the game. That slider broke, too. I wasn't sure if they were going to get the call on that one. 11 strikeouts today. He's trying to compete with Paul. I mean, he's going to fall 1 short at least. But we'll see if he can go ahead and get 12 here with the even count to Jorge Soler, who is 0 for 3 on the day. After those heroics yesterday, getting a home run. Looking kind of quiet here again. See 8 pitches through this at bat. We're up to 108 now here. And it will be pitch 109. That gets the fly ball out to go ahead and end it. And that'll do it. The Pittsburgh Pirates getting another W. That is 5 dubs to start the year. This is almost like them in real life this season that we're currently watching. I mean, I did see that they started out very, very hot this year. Now, I'm not sure it's been a while since I've looked at the standings, but I know the last time I checked, they had fallen off kind of pretty heavily. They were like in 4th or last in the division. But they started out the year very, very hot. And even questioning me if I was like, dang, should I really do this team to rebuild? Now I can see why in real life, but here in the game, hopefully we can keep it up. 11 hits total as a squad. Got Brian Hayes getting 2 hits there at the bottom of the order. Santander getting his 2nd home run. And it actually leads us to, similar to our first game here, where we actually get the L to start the month of April, losing 4-0 this time around. Not really much offense to speak of, only 5 hits, and 4 of them coming from Che Chang and Brian Reynolds. Getting 4 of the 5 hits that the team had. Nestor Cortez only 4 1/3, 4 earned, so not a good start from him either. But Jackson Wolf, very important to watch that. 3 2/3, no earned runs. He played very well, and that'll lead us into finally opening up the season into our first full month here. We've got a series against AZ and then Colorado. And now before losing the first 2 to Arizona, 8-16. Now this is completely pitching. We scored 8 runs, 10 hits as a squad, but we have 19 hits to them. I mean, shout out Julian Cortez getting a home run here, 3 RBIs. But Mitch Keller, 1 2/3, 6 earned. Hicks, 3 innings, 4 earned. Jackson Wolf only got 2 outs and 5 earned. Oh my goodness. This is exactly what our problem always is too. It's always the long relievers coming and give up a whole bunch of runs when the stars are having a bad game instead of holding the door. So we got to hope that that doesn't happen as the season continues. But it's time to go and get our first week of scouting. The positions I'm looking at this time around, I definitely want to look more at third base. I told you guys we're going to try to sell out at that position here this year, whether that's free agency or the draft. Hopefully they got something draftable. I do want to look at starting pitching because one thing we have been struggling with is lefties. We have a lot of right-handed, really good pitching prospects. We got a lot in the bullpen, closers, starters, but we have barely any lefties on this roster. So I did want to try to focus on that a little bit here. Francisco Escobar here at the top of the board. Number 2 on ours. The 2 on the MLB board is a lefty. There's Daisuke Kai. He's a righty, but 4th on the board. Christopher there at 6 is a lefty. A lot of these guys are being from international areas, so I think the best thing to do for that, because we did go get a new scout that actually focuses on starting pitching, since we're going to be looking on that, or pitching in general. We're going to look at the starting pitchers internationally to go ahead and get that looked at too as well as a potential position of interest for us. Because I got to get them on the right person here, so we get the boost. And then, of course, for our 2 position player guys, we're still, like I said, looking at third base and right field, the other outfield spot. I feel like we have somebody there, but he's so far away from the bigs. If we can get somebody that's more MLB ready, I'll take it. That's just another trade target for us for Josh Worth, or possibly just having an even stronger outfield. They can move around a lot. So looking at third base to see kind of where some of the good people are here. What are some good attributes that we're seeing here? Are there defensive guys, offensive guys? And of course, you're seeing a very, very good mix. I gotta say, I'm very impressed with this year's draft class solutions here. I feel like we got a lot of guys that have good mixes. And you got guys like this that's all blue in every category. Over here, blue and green in every category. Defensive specialist, speed specialist, contact only specialist, power specialist. So this first round, we're going to go player specific though. Jimmy Vaughn and Steve Ybarra. They seem like two pretty high prospects there at the two positions of need that I had. And I wanted to go ahead and get a quick look at them while moving their interest up too, as well, since they're actual players. And just get 2% on the starters. So jumping back into the world of the games, we ended up winning that last game against AZ, splitting or losing the series right after, but getting a trade offer here by the Marlins, who wants Anthony Bender for Luke Brown. Bender is a reliever, C, 75 overall, hasn't been up in the majors in a while, does have a 2 ERA, but a 6 ERA at AAA is not too promising. Our bullpen struggles, but not that much. As we go ahead and jump back into it, like I said, we lost the series here against Colorado, 9-11 L in the game 3. We got to do better on our pitching, man. We cannot keep giving up big games like that, especially against good teams like this in the Angels. We lose game 1 here 4-2. They're 8-6. We're 7-6. Yo, Beto is going to be down with an injury, 2 to 3 months with a fractured forearm. Of course, that messes up the rotation, but he had such a strong start to the year, and I had such high hopes for him. But now he's going to miss basically all the way to the All-Star game. As we get a little bit more development here on these guys, dropping back to 48 and 46 on the board, so looking like some mid-round prospects. Well, of course, keep eyes on them, kind of moving forward. Of course, they're not going to be top guys for us, but you want to get scouting reports as much as 100% as possible, because they can dip back like that and then come back forward. So let's continue to go ahead and ride those ones out, get them close to 100%. And let's go ahead and actually hop into a full game here. We've been struggling here recently after the hot 5-0 start. Since then, we are, 3-6? Because I believe we're 8-6 now as a whole. And in this Angel series, we did win last game 3-0, but we are splitting right now, so we'd love to win the series if possible. And the man that's going to try to stop us is Patrick Sandoval. 2 games into the year already, 0.75 ERA. That means he's only given up 1 earned run in 12 innings. It's crazy. And we have a little bit of lineup change here today that you guys are going to notice. Henry Davis actually leading off for us today, has a very good on-base percentage, very good average. Doesn't have the speed that I would like for my leadoff guy. You guys know I love my number 1 guy to have a lot of speed, but Pete Crow is just struggling way too much. And I feel like we were losing out on way too much offense by having him bat number 1, because we have a lot of RBIs coming in behind him. So I want to get a guy like Henry Davis, who's good at getting on base, especially with walks, to get at that 1 spot, give us a chance at more RBIs if possible here. Outside, that's a ball. And there he goes, showing the patience there. Back-to-back pitches, taking 2-2, and swings underneath the forcing him upstairs. Had to make something happen with that one. That's just bad eyeball coordination there for that one. Can't really blame him. But that leads us up to Brian Reynolds, still batting number 2 for us, batting .393 this year. I would love to maybe let him lead off, but he's doing so good at this 2 spot. And I wouldn't even know who would take over the 2 spot if I did. Maybe switch him and Davis possibly, but nah, batting this clutch. It's almost like having a second leadoff hitter, which is why guys like Anthony Santander are having good seasons too as well, batting .300 this year. Makes it easier to get those RBIs, those home runs when you got guys in front of you leading off. And for Anthony's position, it's even easier because you got somebody behind you that hits really good bombs. So you're going to get a couple good pitches to hit, and that was not one of them. Strike 3 as he has to go sit down, and we're going to hand things off to our guy, Jared Jones, who last game we saw get that complete game 1 earned run victory. We'll come back out here today, 2 games, 16 innings of work. That means the first game was 7, the second one was 9. You saw Patrick Sandoval only had 12. Innings in his 2 games. So you can see the kind of workhorses we're dealing with here when it comes to getting these complete games, getting deep into ball games, not having to go to the bullpen. But oh my goodness, that is a long drive. Solo home run there, as there was nothing we could do to kind of bring that one back in. Nolan Shanuel. Let me know down below how I pronounce that if I messed it up. But getting his 4th of the season. And we'll have to see how Jared Jones goes in and backs himself up after that. Leading to Edmundo Sosa coming up to the plate here as he's fouled off the first 2 pitches that he sees. Gotta hope that we have a good start out of here. And that's just like a one-off little lead-off goose egg. You know, we can still win this game. It's not far out of reach, especially if you're going to get them strikeouts like that. You know, Jared Jones is a strikeout master. Now, he's somebody that I can see like having a K per 9 of like 9, maybe even 10. Because double digits as a pitcher, I feel like it's very, very crazy. As a reliever, it's a little bit easier, but if there was a person on this team that could have double digits as one of our starters, it's either going to be him or Paul, honestly, because Paul be throwing those strikeouts too now. As we get a nice little line drive here into the outfield by Mike Trout, blooping a base hit in front of Reynolds. They put him on with only 1 out here in the first inning. Next up, we do have Logan O'Hop. I hope I'm saying it right. O'Hop, not O'Hoppy. But right now, they do get us sleeping here as Mike Trout slides his way into second base. I was not even expecting that one up here in the booth as he slid in safely. I did not think he was just going to take off. I keep forgetting that Mike Trout actually does have speed, technically. 87, only 32 on his steal here. Is Cruz getting the catch and trying to race him back to the bag. Was not able to beat him out to it. But that will be the second out of the inning, thankfully. And take us here to Mickey Moniak. 2 outs. Nobody on base anymore because that's about to be a 2-run shot. 2-run home run there by Mickey Moniak. I hope I'm saying the last name right. Moniak. As that is his first of the season there. Getting them a 3-0 lead now. And this first inning is going all bad. Now, as we've seen, though, this offense can't score way more than 3 runs, but still, being down 3-0 in the first is kind of demoralizing. You haven't even had a chance to come up to bat yet. I know the pitcher's feeling bad about it, but at least he's able to go ahead and get out of the inning. Jones retires him down. We weren't able to do much there in the bottom half of the first, but we're sticking here with Jones to see if he has a stronger second inning. As we would love a good quality start here. And typically what I normally used to do back when stamina actually, I feel like, worked like stamina, like stars actually had stamina. It would really be kind of based off of how many runs you were giving up in the game. So in a situation like this, you probably seen about maybe 7 innings, maybe 6 if you start giving a little bit more hits but no runs. 8 on like you getting a lot of quick outs, but that's kind of like the time frame. Basically around the 7th inning is where we could see him go for sure. That's still a good quality start there as long as we get the runs that we need to go to get him this dub. As it looks like he's cleaning his way up through the lineup here, now getting the first 2 down. Facing off here against Chappelli at the 0-2 count, getting the strikeout there on the 4-seamer. Was not paying attention enough to go ahead and get that one. So now we're finally going to get to see our bats here. And Sandoval is getting us up and down here as O'Neal Cruz is just finally coming up here. We've been 3 up, 3 down through the first 2 innings. And Cruz struggling to start the year off, batting .205. Trying to show a little bit of patience here as that check swing. They say he went just far enough for the strikeout. And right after him, you got Tamar Johnson also struggling. 125 on the young season. Maybe having that sophomore slump, which is not going to be good to have as we pop this one up to shallow left field. We'll go ahead and settle underneath that one and go ahead and catch that there. And then it'll be up to Henry Davis. Full count here. Or no, Henry Davis is up next after Pete Crow Armstrong gets that base hit into the outfield, perfectly timing up the 2-seamer, bouncing off the second baseman's chest. And now that will lead up to Henry Davis. But you already know we got to take off for second base here. Dang, oh my goodness. Hoppy just straight up dropped the ball. Kind of fumbling an opportunity there as we go ahead and get Pete into second base. Take off for third here. That's going to be a ball outside. The throw going in. Not in time as he slid in there safely. That's 2 back-to-back stolen bases. And then we get the strikeout, though, of Henry Davis. So not able to turn that into a run of any kind. But eventually we got to start getting some runs across. I mean, we got the pinch count up high here for Patrick. He's already up near 50 through only 3 innings of solid work here. And we're at least back up to the top of our order here as Brian Reynolds is looking kind of sus right now. 0-2. Is he going to... There it is. I thought he might have pulled back in time, but that is the check swing that they needed to get the final strikeout. And next up will be Anthony Santander taking the first pitch that he sees. Long out to left field. Gone. Solo, no doubter home run, as that will be clearing the deck. Cannonballs are incoming. 6th home run of the season already for Anthony, as he's, I gotta be leading the team. I'd imagine with that 6th one, or at least tied. Getting us a solo shot to finally put us on the board here and give the offense a little spark. If there's anybody that knows about going back to back, it could be Pete Alonso here. Obviously, our other power bat that we went and brought into this lineup. We'd love to get something upstairs, and he swings through the slider, leading up to Brian Hayes batting now at the 6th spot. Getting one upstairs here. That circle change is going deep back to right field and will be caught just before the warning track. So not able to make any more waves into the game, but we at least get 1 run back and hand these back over to Jared Jones. As long as he keeps pitching how he is, we should have plenty of time to keep coming back into this ball game. Back up here with Mickey, who hit that last 2-run home run a couple innings ago. Hitting this one deep back to left field. Going back at the warning track at the wall. It is gone. A 2-home run day for Mickey. His first and second home runs of the season come in the same game. Back-to-back at-bats. And just like that, it is now 4-1. They get that 1 run back that we just worked so hard to go ahead and bring up. I say work hard for, but we hit a solo home run too as well. But work to go get. And it doesn't end there. That's why you get a base hit into the outfield by Ramon Reyes. This Angels team looks like they actually got a pretty decent lineup. I mean, they got some power. They got guys hitting here today. But I told you guys, Jared Jones is inconsistent. We saw him have a beastly start last time. And now here we see just home runs or home run quality balls just flying all over the yard. It's Taylor Ward, 0-2. Now after that foul ball, gets the strikeout on the slider at the ankles. He'll go sit down. Needing the Zach Neto. Watching a pitch below at his ankles. 4-ball, 4-2. Not getting him to chase. Leading to Leodell. Coming up with runners at first and second now. A ground ball will be beautiful here. But we get the strikeout on the changeup instead. Watching the black for the final out. And then Nolan. I'm not even going to try the last name. Nolan coming up. Grounding this one right over to Johnson for the ground ball play there. At least able to get out of the inning without giving up any more runs. But Mickey did it again. And we'll stay right here with Jared because this is where all the action seems to be right now with the Angels offense. Our offense is looking kind of cold today. That's going to be another ball down the gap. Reynolds taking a bad angle to it, and it's going to be an easy stand-up double. The Mike Trout coming up next, and you know what Mike Trout does. Too much power, too strong. That's out to dead center field. Staying with the crowd to at least get a souvenir from the hometown team. His 3rd of the season. I'm surprised his numbers are so low. Only 3. It says there has 6. It's crazy, but age does that to your power. But it didn't do it in this case. It is now 6-1 Angels. This game has gotten out of hand very, very quickly. As Jones trying to at least give us 5 if possible. Normally, in normal situations, I probably would pull here, but our long relievers aren't as good. So we definitely want to try to see if we can get out of this without giving up too many hits. We got the bullpen up and working though, just in case. But the list, our long relief has to be in, so I don't have to worry about changing up so many pitchers and using up a bunch of guys and getting a bunch of guys tired. The better. It's here, chopped on the ground. This will go up the middle for a base hit there. Not able to do anything to stop that one. As Jones is still looking a little off here today, not finding the exact control we wanted. You can see that slider well off the plate. Trying to hit that lower outside corner here to get out of here with the 1-2. No call there on that one, but we are able to go ahead and get out of it there with Jordan Hicks coming into the ball game here for us. As we go bottom 6 now, we got all that we needed out of Jared Jones here today. And now we're going to our long relief. Honestly, Jordan Hicks is on the hook too as well. I mean, he's listed as a starter. I don't know how. Definitely has more so a long relief build. I mean, his stamina is only at 60. It's like 68 or something like that. So, I mean, even that's still pretty low. But pretty high for like a relief pitcher. And he's been struggling all season, though. ERA near that 4 or 5 range like he typically has started out with, at least as far as we've had him. Had that ERA around that 4 or 5 mark. But here today, we're looking to just try to keep this lead 6-1 if we can. And the offense has been able to go off for big innings before, so maybe we can get close with one good inning. Even tie it up possibly. So I'll lead up to Mike Trout coming up next. And he'll watch that one go outside for a full count, 3-2. Bases are now going to be loaded after he watches that low and away sinker. And it'll be the first walk of the game given up by Jordan Hicks. And it'll be up to Logan to see if he can blow this game wide open. The 1-2. Not going to chase it upstairs. Trying to find a triple digit heat. He's going to come back with the breaking ball. This is up the middle. That dive attempt's not going to be enough. Pete's going to have to come on and throw it to the plate as the runner will come in after stopping. Held up there for a brief second and then ran his way on home, making it an 8-1 ball game now. As here with the screw curve, we're trying to see if they have anything here. This one's rounded up the middle. Pete Alonso's going to have to go make the play, and they're going to go ahead and bring it in. So after 6 innings of work, it is now 8-1. We only have 3 more chances at the plate to try to make something work. Patrick Sandoval is still in the ball game despite having a decently high pitch count up at 83 now. Facing up against Santander, who's been our only offense up to this point. And he gets a ball down the gap. That should be an easy double up against the wall. That 48 speed is chugging along, but he will be in there with a stand-up double. And at least give us an opportunity here to keep things moving with Pete Alonso coming up next. 0 for 2 on the day. Not cleaning up too many things here today. And then we're going to try to get things to work here. That's going to be a deep fly ball. Way out to left field. Clear the deck. The cannonballs are coming again. We're taking over the West Coast. 2-run shot by Pete Alonso. That is well over the left field wall. His 5th of the season coming up and creeping behind Anthony. As he goes and scores both of them in. As that should be the plays that we need to go ahead and get here. As that is a 2-run homer. And that should be it for the Angels. They're going to go ahead and pull Patrick Sandoval just as we were starting to get to him. Thankfully, he had a big enough lead to contain that. But they're going to go ahead and pull him and go to their bullpen, which I think is a wise and smart move. Don't let us keep taxing him when it looks like he's obviously gone back a step. We're starting to read some of his pitches, so bring in a fresh arm. It's going to be the lefty Jose Quiada. Y'all know what to do. Let me know down below in the conversation if I'm saying that right. But he's going to come in this game and try to go ahead and shut down this inning. No, we still have no outs here, so it's going to take some work as Hayes gets the 2-1 pitch out in the left field right past the shortstop for a single. And now we go to our rookie Cortez, who's 0 for 2 on the day. Can we get him to make something happen here? Oh, that's going to be a long fly ball. It's in the gap. Easy work with this one. This should be an easy RBI double at the least. Hayes is going around third base, coming into the plate as he slides in feet first. And that cuts the lead down to just 4. It is 8-4 behind the RBI double by Julian Cortez's first double of the year. And now the offense is starting to show a little bit more promise here. O'Neal's not good with runners in scoring position, but has a full count here, and he'll just walk his way over to first, leaving it up to Tamar Johnson. Former rookie of the year. He's been pretty cold here today. He's not hitting good with runners in scoring position either. Sub 100 average. As we'll have to see if he's able to produce anything here. That's going to be a line drive right to stop. This will be an easy throw over to first base for the double play. And we might have just iced out the inning and run scoring opportunities that we had here as Pete Crow will now come up here. 1-0 count. Flies his four-seamer right down the middle that he timed up good. Right to the center fielder. And that'll just stop our run there. So 3 runs this inning we were able to go ahead and get back. We gives us 2 more chances to score 4 runs. So we have the time as long as the pitching holds up. Jordan Hicks already giving up a base runner over at first base. 1 out, though, thankfully, here in this inning. And Zach Neto lifts this one off into left field. It's not hooking any farther. That is going to be a 2-run home run. I was hoping and praying it kept hooking to go towards foul territory, but that one basically stayed straight after it hit outfield grass. It is a 2-run shot there as the Angels recapture some of those runs they lost. They are now down 10-4 here. Bottom of the 8th, this is their last chance to get any more extras. And there goes Logan as well. Back-to-back jacks. Solo shot in the center field. His 6th of the game, or the season. as he looks like he's the now strong power bat in the lineup, not Mike Trout any longer. But now we'll have to go top of the ninth, and we need 7 just to tie in this inning alone. I don't know if I think the most I've ever maybe scored in one inning in any MLB show has probably been like 8. So I would need a record performance here to pull this one off, or they would need a record performance here for me to coach this one off, as that's going to be a base hit down the third base line. Getting past the glove, Pete is on with a base hit though, and that's always a good way to start it. As many hits without getting outs as possible. Leaving to Brian Hayes to go ahead and come up. He's in a 3-1 count though, with the rookie Cortez right behind him. Chops this slider on the ground, or slurve I should say, not slider. Timed it up well, but put it into the dirt. Easy double play there, and it leaves the final out of the ball game to go here to Julian Cortez with a full count. He'll get a circle change in the zone, and this will actually get down and actually go towards the wall. So we might have his second double here this season, or of his career too, as well as he slides into the second base. Not much to be excited for here, but a rally always starts by a little hit here, a little hit there. And O'Neal Cruz almost got that slider that he could take up out of the park if he had timed it up well. There goes a slider right down the middle. Timed it up, but he got on top of it. That low vision is a killer. And it says a kill to this vibe of the video, man. We were doing so well to start off the year. 5-game winning streak to start it off. And now we are 8-7, I think, after this game. So a 3-7 swing after starting off 5-0. I mean, the offense was pretty bad today. I mean, they had 16 hits as a whole. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 6 home runs as a team for them. I mean, when you're putting the ball in the air like that, there's nothing much we can do. I mean, I don't even think they were scoring off the hits. It was mainly so just the home runs. We had a couple of our own that kind of answered back, but bad start for Jared Jones. Kind of really took a turn. Jordan Hicks, bad innings of relief. We really needed them to eat up some. It is what it is. So next time out, man, we're going to try to bounce back after that rough outing. It's a 5-0 start down to a 3-7 split in our last 10. We'll look to go ahead and try to turn that around and keep things going here as we go ahead and try to get through the rest of April. Like I said, we're going to slow things down, so we have to spend a little bit more time here in April of the next course of the videos and kind of really get into this beginning part of the season, watching our rookies hopefully develop, watching our young rotation develop, and seeing if Nestor Cortez Jr. can be that leader. I know he can. So I'll catch you guys in the next video, man. It's me, boy SGG, aka the King of Games, aka SmooveGotGame, and I will catch you guys in the next one. I'm gone for the day. Later.